Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. This is Sarah with Divine Love Healing. As you guys can see, I have a new setup. Did some rearranging in my apartment this week and finally realized that there was an extra table that I had in my garage that I needed to bring in and make my tarot table, because my very small kitchen table has been serving a dual purpose now for several years, and it's just really chaotic having tarot cards all over my table and having to move stuff back and forth. And anyway, I just love this. It's been so much fun to have this setup here, so I can't wait to start doing readings for you guys from this vantage point. And that being said, I am having kind of some issues with the lighting. No matter which way I turn the camera and turn lights on and off and shut the drapes and all those things, I'm still having a bit of a glare over here. So bear with me as we walk through this deck. But yeah, guys, this is been such a labor of love for me. I really didn't, there were times that I didn't know if I would ever get to the point where I would get this done. And this deck I've been working on it since April of 2021. So over a year and a half, I have been working on the Cosmic Order Oracle. You guys, there's the glare I was talking about. This is a 78 card Oracle deck. And the purpose of the deck is to provide guidance during your spiritual awakening and ongoing spiritual journey. It's also intended to serve as a tool for anyone looking to explore different aspects of spirituality or cosmic concepts. So there are cards related to the planets, to astrology, and astrology placements, to the chakras, to the elements, to the seasons. And like I said, we will walk through this in alphabetical order just quickly so you guys can see the cards. I always have liked that when, just number one, to kind of see what is in a deck, to see if it's something I'm drawn to or not. And then also, get some of the deck creators' thoughts and background on the reason they chose certain images and things like that. Although with these are mostly self-explanatory, at least for the planets and constellations, that we'll see. But this deck does come with, like I was saying, it's about 42 pages. This is actually the proof. As you'll see my hand markup. I feel like every time I go back and review this, it's just like I keep finding things and editing. It's like a never-ending process. But you will get a PDF copy of this information when you buy the deck. And I do anticipate it's likely over the years I may make updates to it. And so, if you do buy the deck, stay tuned to my social media, as I will, obviously announce any type of updated versions of it that then you can contact me and obtain, assuming that you have already purchased the deck. So the way this is set up, it's in alphabetical order, as you guys will see, and I will read an example of one of the entries. That way you kind of know what exactly the booklet, how it's set up. But the booklet, all of the 78 concepts have at least 2 to 3, sometimes more paragraphs of information, just to give you some guidance on what the point of the card is. And then there will always be the, if you pulled this card, this is what Spirit may be trying to tell you type of information. And then it also provides related cards. So, when we get to it, I will explain how that goes. But for example, the seasons and the planets are all in chakras, are kind of all tied to the astrological signs. So you may see that as a related card reference throughout. I also tried to capitalize all of the terms where there is an applicable card, so that if you're reading an entry, even if it doesn't say related card, but you see a capitalized term, you'll know that there could be a card for that. So some caveats there, and there's an introduction that explains some more detailed information. So without further ado, we are going to walk through the Cosmic Order Oracle. And as you guys can see, the deck obviously has kind of like a galaxy kind of look to it. I was so pissed though, because I thought I edited it to where it was going to cut off. There's this random red. I loved the pink and the blue because it symbolizes the masculine and feminine energy. And there's also some kind of white mixed in. And I did not want this random red dot on here. So I was really kind of pissed when it came. The deck came and it had this on here. But look, I don't know if you guys can see. Let me see which way this goes. What's so cool is when you fan the cards out, look what it does. It's almost like this... kind of like the shooting star or the string. So actually it ended up being a really cool thing. So I don't know. All right. So without further ado, the first card, again, alphabetical order, is air. So you guys can see, like I said, most of the cards, not all of them, but most of them have a cosmic themed image. So it's hard to see on the video, but there's the tree, it looks like the wind is blowing and there's stars out in the sky. Then we have alchemy, which this, there's no separate card for manifestation, but this manifestation is basically kind of tied into that. So you guys will see, obviously, in the booklet, the further details there. We have ancestors, angel knights, and yes, that is me in the picture. That was during my knighting ceremony. And as you know, the booklet further explains the angel knights are a subset of light bearers. So, you know, if you were to pull this card, this is meaning this is possibly something that you would want to explore. There's also a book called When Angels Dream. That's volume 1, and then United We Stand is volume 2. So those are referenced in the booklet and in the, you know, as a resource for a lot of the information. If you want more information on, you know, walking this path, on just generally learning about creation and any kind of the concepts that are discussed in here, and there are many more other concepts that I didn't even get into in the deck. So it's exciting stuff. We have our first constellation card, Aquarius. I'll be honest, I can't remember which way this is supposed to go, but the orientation of the way that the deck is designed, I had to, you know, turn them so it's either this way or this way. But to fit it on there, I had to do that. Oh, and I forgot to mention, in relation to the Angel Knights card, this object back here is a moon board. So there's, it corresponds to different phases of the moon, but the Angel Knights use various crystalline devices to help bring balance to the earth. It's too much to get into now, but the booklet does talk about it some, but this is one of the devices that was created by the creator, basically the man who founded Angel Knights and is seeking people to walk this path of ascension as part of the journey. And in alignment with that is archangels. I just love this card. We have another constellation, Aries. And so, yeah, all of the constellation cards look exactly like that. They have kind of a rainbow look that actually is the shape of the actual constellation. We have Ascended Masters, Ascension. Now this one obviously isn't really a cosmic concept, but you guys will see how they're tied together. Ascension and the Dark Night of the Soul card are tied together, but this is like an escalator, and it's like this rapid movement forward, and it's almost like a time warp. And so if you've been on the, you know, the ascension journey, you'll know exactly why I chose that image. But I'll give you, Ascension is the one that I'm going to read the excerpt from, just so you guys, again, have an idea of what type of information the booklet will provide. Ascension represents the elevation of consciousness during our spiritual journey. After we awaken, we start to recognize the unhealthy patterns and behaviors that are holding us back. We process triggers differently. As lower vibrational energies are purged and cleared, we become less affected by the tests, recognizing the value of and giving gratitude for the karmic lessons on our journey. Eventually, we become the observer, living in a detached state and flowing through experiences based upon energetic resonance versus thoughts and emotions. We shed layers through endless cycles of death and rebirth, elevating our consciousness. If you pulled this card, you are on the ascension journey, whether you realize it or not. You may be presented with a situation now that calls for reflection and processing from a detached, higher perspective. Keeping your thoughts positive, giving gratitude for the lessons learned, and responding with love will help you power through challenges and rise. As we elevate in consciousness, we can clear and transmute lower vibrational energies much more efficiently. Related cards: Dark Night of the Soul, Karmic Lessons, Spiritual Awakening, Spiritual Journey, Vibration. And then obviously when you go to those cards will have other concepts that tie to them. And the whole, the whole booklet is then, and the deck is intertwined that way. Okay. We have Astral Projection, Atlantis, Autumn. And it's hard to see, but there's trees that are, they've changed color, and there's stars in the sky. Balance, Black Moon Lilith. This is a astrological natal chart placement card. Cancer, which is another zodiac card. Capricorn. Celestial events. So this card covers a broad range of things that are described in the booklet, such as retrogrades, eclipses, conjunctions, just those types of occurrences. Chiron, which is not a planet, but it is a natal chart placement. I'm trying to remember if I got into that in the booklet. See, again, something I may already need to revisit. But the main reason I included Chiron in this was because when it goes retrograde, it's known as the wounded healer. And, I've noticed since awakening, when Chiron is in retrograde or there's something going on with Chiron, it really brings up some deep, deep stuff for healing. So that's one that you want to pay attention to. And that's what the card will say, is that you may want to look into what Chiron is doing now if you're having these things come up. Christ consciousness. And it's hard to see it, but there are stars in the background there. Cosmic connection. This would cover, I didn't really get into it in the booklet, but, if you, there's no twin flame card, because I really don't want to focus on that label anymore. But cosmic connection is intended to cover any type of a deep soul connection you have with someone. Okay, we've got the creator, which is also the God, the source, divine, that's covering all those concepts. And now we get into the chakra cards. We've got the crown chakra. I love this one because, all the chakra cards correspond with the color of the chakra, but I loved how this one is like an illumination, almost like it's a crown, like off of somebody's head, like their crown chakra lighting up. Crystals. Dark Night of the Soul. You can see how this one compares to Ascension, because it's like you're at the bottom, the lowest point, but you see the light up there. Ascension is when you start to rise and stuff starts to happen. Divine Feminine. Divine Masculine. And you can see he's got, it's hard to see, but he's got a backpack on, and he's like preparing to like walk this journey. So I just thought that was a really powerful image. We've got Divine Timing. I love this image because it's literally kind of glowing, but it's also got all the zodiac signs on it too, and it's almost like it's in the sky. Okay. We've got Earth, which this is a planet and element card, but you look at it this way, there's like the cosmic background, which I thought was really cool. Elementals, so this covers like the gnomes, the fairies, all of those types of beings that exist in the underworld. Fire, another element. We've got full moon. This card, there's no separate moon card, just there's a full moon and new moon card. So the booklet does cover your placement, your astrological placement, like your moon sign. It gets into that as well under the full moon. Got Gemini. This was one of the few, I think, that I was able to kind of get upright and make it look like you can see the twins there. Heart chakra, which I love because it's green, obviously, but it's like these layers, right? Like petals that you have to pull back as you go through your healing process. Higher dimensions. Higher self. Jupiter, karmic lessons, Leo, constellation, Libra, another constellation, zodiac constellation, I should say. Light bearer. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a guy standing on the edge of this cliff, like literally holding the light up into the cosmos, which I just thought that was the coolest. Very, very cool representation of light bearer. It's really kind of got the literal and the figurative concepts covered there. Light beings and star seeds. So this is, you can see that it's hard to see it, but there's like this alien and a guy approaching him, and I just thought it was cool. It's like a pyramid. So those are combined into one card. Light body, Mars, meditation, Mercury, our favorite, actually went direct today, so that's a good one. Neptune, new moon, which you really can't see, but there is an outline, a shadow that you can barely make out of the moon there. North Node. I only put North Node on the card, but the booklet actually says North and South Node and explains what those are in your natal chart and how they may affect you. Oneness, past lives, Pisces, Pluto. I don't know if Pluto was actually brought back as a planet or not, but it's still, when it goes retrograde, it, you know, it's the rebirth one, I think, and it's one that we feel a lot, especially being tied to Scorpio. So it definitely deserved its own card. Quantum field, root chakra, which I just love. Again, this is one that's like, because it looks like a structure, you know, and the root chakra is associated with your foundation, home, finances, those things, and it's red. So I thought that was a really cool representation. We've got the sacral chakra, sacred geometry, Sagittarius, Saturn, Scorpio, solar plexus chakra, which is interesting because I don't even think I noticed this when I found the image. Obviously it's yellow, a yellow ball, energetically, but the butterflies, you know, get your stomach sometimes when you're nervous. That's interesting that's what lines up there. Soul family, so it's kind of hard to see, but there's a bunch of people gathered around a fire, and then there's a bunch of beautiful stars up in the sky. Spirit guides, spiritual awakening, so that's, you know, the aha moment, the light bulb goes off and like everything connects and you realize, oh my God, there's more to life than, you know, than what's on this planet and what I've been exposed to. So that's the aha moment. I just love that image. Spiritual gifts. So that card covers, obviously, you know, Reiki, divination, claircognizance, all the different clairs, the senses, those types of things. Spiritual journey, that's just like the ongoing, after you awaken, then there's this whole path you're on, right? And I just love the stars there. It's a beautiful image. Spring, I thought that was really pretty. It's like the trees starting to bloom. Summer is palm trees with the stars up in the sky. We've got the sun, and the sun card covers, it covers, in addition to like solar flares and those types of things that are happening, it covers your sun sign, your actual sign, you know, in your zodiac natal chart. And I also get into the rising sign there as well. I don't have a separate card for the rising sign. I needed to keep it at 78 cards just for cost purposes. It would have went up, but I liked that number. But the concept of your rising sign, I do get into that under the sun card. Synchronicities. So there's like the 1111, on there. And the spiral, right? Because there's always that things coming back around. Taurus. Third eye chakra. I love this one because it's associated. It's like the indigo color, but then it almost looks like a camera lens, you know, with our third eye literally being like that spiritual antenna. Throat chakra. For me, feathers are always about, you know, and blue feathers specifically are about communication. So I thought that was a cool representation of that one. Uranus. Well, that's on our last planet. We've got Venus in here also. We've got vibration. And I was going to have a separate energy card, and then I realized vibration and energy, that's, you know, that's what it's all about. So those two cards are intertwined. But I love this because it's like, you know, she's created this umbrella of joy. It's like her vibration, her high vibration is shielding her from anything that may rain down on her. And so that's what I kind of get into in that concept in the booklet, is raising your vibration and your perspective on things and how it can help you move through challenging times. Virgo. We've only got two more. This has been a quick one. Water. You guys can see there's like the cosmic design up top there. And then our last card is winter, which I had to do the northern lights with the sparkly sky up there. So I hope you guys love this deck as much as I do. I think it's just, the cards are beautiful, and I mean, they're pretty simple as far as, you know, if you get Jupiter or a chakra card or an Aries, you know, it can provide confirmation and clarity for, you know, just readings that you're doing in general. If you want some sort of, you know, clarifying cards for that, as far as a person, you know, that somebody may be dealing with, when you start getting in, okay, what sign could they be, what season, you know, you've got, so all of the zodiac signs and the seasons can serve as timing cards, right? You've got, you know, oh, like I get the full moon card, that the full moon coming up is going to be, you know, maybe pivotal for some reason. Let's look into it further, right? So it definitely is an excellent deck to use in conjunction with other, you know, readings, you know, other cards that you're using to do readings for yourself or for others. But the booklet, you know, is there as a general guide and resource to help you start discovering more things about yourself, especially with respect to your natal chart and with respect to spiritual awakening and spiritual growth and ascension. So I hope you guys like it. I will put the link to purchase it down below. As of the time I'm recording this video, I have one copy in my inventory. This is not one, just because of rising costs, that I'm going to probably carry in my inventory, but we'll see. So I'm going to post about it. It is an introductory price of $49.95 plus $5 shipping plus tax where applicable. Once it gets published on the Make Playing Card site, I'm probably going to retail it. I think I have it set at $56.95 right now, but they always raise the costs on me without telling me, which then makes the price go up. But, you know, my point is, if you want this deck, you know, and I still have the one on hand, it would be much cheaper to buy it from me that way versus the Make Playing Card site. But the Make Playing Card site is referenced down below if you guys want to purchase it, or any of my other decks. So I have my website down there if you're interested in scheduling a session. So thanks so much for your support, guys. Until next time, take care.